Hey guys, Ultra Maximus here. I'm back with another Transformers review. This time we're going to take a look at another Transformers animated figure. One of my favorite characters out of the Transformers animated line, and it's Sentinel Prime. Yeah, I love this character, and I like it for a multitude of reasons. And I want to talk about that before we talk about the toy itself. This character is an homage of a few different things. Which is really nice because Transformers Animated was essentially an entire series based off nods to various components of the Transformers universe, which I really, really did like. And this character was fantastic. The voice actor is Townsend Coleman, who is a brilliant voice actor. He's very, very, very good at character acting. He's got a great voice, great energy, and he's very well known for doing the voice of the Tick in the animated series of the Tick. And if you don't know what the Tick is, the Tick was based off of a comic book. It became an animated series and actually a live action series, which the Tick was portrayed by, oh gosh, I can't think of his name, from Rules of Engagement and Seinfeld. Patrick Warburton. He played the Tick in the live action, but Townsend Coleman, he did the voice in the animated, and he also did the voice of the Transformers animated Sentinel Prime. And it's a nice little nod. There are a few nods to that in the series. One is the fact that the head sculpt is pretty much the same. They're very, very similar. Let's take a look at them. Hang on a second. Here they are. All right, so here we have Sentinel Prime and the Tick. And you can obviously tell the large chin, the antenna on the top, even the blue coloring scheme. This is very much an homage to Townsend's character, the Tick, which I thought was fantastic of the animators to do. Great job. Love it. Now, another nod to the animated Tick series with Sentinel Prime is that when Optimus and Elita 1 and Sentinel are all going to look for this downed Decepticon ship, and they're looking for the Energon, and Sentinel Prime's like, we're going to have all that Energon-y goodness, and that's a dialogue almost right out of the Tick transferred into the Transformers universe, which was fantastic. I absolutely loved that. This character is also an homage to the original Sentinel Prime from the G1 Transformers cartoon series. He did appear later on in the series. It was in the final season when Rodimus was going into the Matrix to find out who the Quintessons were in the Five Faces of Darkness. And they kind of keep going back, and, you know, he's meeting these other Autobot leaders, the other primes that have existed before, and they go back to Sentinel Minor, who was a gladiator, and he got the Autobot Matrix, and he becomes Sentinel Prime, and his color scheme and vehicle mode are an homage to them. So let's take a look at those really fast. Alright, so here is the G1 Sentinel Prime that we see in the Five Faces of Darkness when Rodimus goes into the Matrix. He's viewing a gladiatorial battle scene, and then Sentinel kind of talks a little bit about the story. Absolute obvious that they took the color schemes for this Sentinel Prime from this character, which is a great nod to the G1 series. And here is Sentinel Prime in his truck mode, the G1 version, and he kind of looks like a cross between, I don't know, a fire truck and something. But again, another nod to the G1 vehicle here is the fact that this kind of looks like a cow stop. In fact, I think he even rams a Decepticon in the episode with this big front thing. And we've got Sentinel Prime in Transformers Animated with a snowplow on the front. So that's that may be stretching it, I don't know, but that's my interpretation of it. So I liked it. I thought it was cool. And lastly, the other thing that's kind of nice, it's not an homage that Transformers Animated did with the character, but in fact it was with Transformers Dark of the Moon. Of course, Sentinel Prime was also in that film. However, he was a big red fire truck. Totally different head sculpt, completely different character. In fact, he looked like Alpha Trion. That's who I thought the character was going to be, was Alpha Trion. And then Leonard Nimoy did the voice, which he basically did the Galvatron voice from Transformers, the movie in 1986, which is really nice. But, and it was funny because Leonard Nimoy is, I think, Michael Bay's wife's cousin. And he asked him to be in the movie, and he said, hey, I'd be glad to come back to the Transformers franchise. And he had no clue he'd done the voice of Galvatron, so that was kind of nice. Little trivia bit there for Dark of the Moon. But in animated, Sentinel Prime was a douchebag. He was a jerk. You know, he meant to do the right things, but he was a dick. And I like the fact that in Dark of the Moon, Sentinel Prime really turns out to be a bad guy at the end. He kind of betrays them all, and he's kind of a dick when he does it. So that was kind of a nice connection, I think, there between the two. And the only other real reference that I remember for Sentinel Prime is in the Dreamwave comic, where I think it was War Within, where they say Sentinel Prime is dead, and that's how the comic opens up, and they've got his head on a stake. So that was kind of interesting. But yeah. Take a look at the vehicle mode itself. So the weapons can store up here. I don't ever put them up there. I think it looks silly. It's just some way to connect it on there, I guess. But looking at the vehicle mode, he is a big old pickup truck with a snowplow. And this is what I really like about the animated series and their figures. Their vehicles and their robots are on point 90% of the time as far as accuracy. This looks like the truck in the cartoon, and it is wonderfully detailed. This is probably better detailed than a lot of figures that have come out in the past few years. I mean, this thing just looks fantastic. I love the color of blue. It's like this cobalt blue, and it's very deep, and the camera's not going to pick it up because it's about 1 o'clock in the morning here, and all the night lights are on, but it's just got a nice, deep, almost metallic finish to it. It's very nice. We have these nice orange paint apps here. We've got this really nice Autobot logo here with the Elite Guard wings kind of branching off. We have got the snowplow up here. We've got the fog lamps are painted yellow, which is fantastic. We have the bar here. We even got a grill back up in there. We've got moldings on the bumper there. We've got yellow painted turn signals. There's black plastic for the headlights, and it goes into the grill, which is very, very nice. If you look up underneath the truck wheel, we've got shocks, springs right there, which is nice. The wheel is really nicely detailed. We got nice tread, all that kind of good stuff. We even have stepping boards here, which is very cool. Molding in for his door handle. We've got black smoke plastic for the windshield and the side windows, which is very nice. And we have some more molding right here, which is very, very cool. We even have little indents molded in for the lamps up here, which is very, very nice. We've got some molding here in the bed. We've got this nice orange spoiler, kind of a sport truck spoiler. And then we've even got black plastic for the taillights. We got molded in for a tailgate handle there. And then we've got plastic there for the bumper and a blue painted bumper, which is really kind of nice. It's a nice little piece there. The only thing that's missing, I wish it had a little license plate there. That would have been nice. And yeah, it just looks really, really cool. Looks really nice. The real thickness back here kind of gives this dually truck vibe to it, I think. And I just really, really dig that. Very nice, very cool. I think they did a fantastic job with this. It rolls well. It looks nice. It's a pretty decent size, and I mean, all around looks spectacular. Great job in this mode. Let's take a look at him in the robot mode, shall we? One last thing before we take a look at the robot mode. I totally forgot about this before I flip him over into it. This is something else that's nice. The blade can actually work up because of the little joints there, and you can actually turn the blade to the side just like an actual snowplow. So if you got somebody with a pickup truck that's got the snowplow on it, that's what they do. And so this can actually switch over to either side just like a snowplow, which is a fantastic little feature there. So I just had to add that in there and show that off. I thought that was very unique. Alright, so here we have Sentinel Prime in his robot mode. And again, this is another example of how good a figure can look in sculpt-wise compared to what the show looked like. Extremely show accurate, which is very, very cool. Here is a close-up of his face. Again, he's looking very much like the Tick, but straight on point with the character. The shovel blade kind of splits open. Again, we have got this nice paint app with the Autobot logo there, with the Elite wings, and then we've got the headlights, I guess, and the grill kind of mounted in there from the animated show. Just a really nice color. He's got his shield. He's holding his little shield here and his little a lance, I guess, and it gives him a very knight look. He's kind of got this knight in shining armor kind of vibe to him, the way he's supposed to be designed, but he's not really that that knight-like. He's not very chivalrous. He's almost a coward. He's not a coward, but he's definitely not what I would call Prime material. Which is kind of interesting. And of course, Prime is a rank in the Autobot guard on Cybertron in the animated series. So it's kind of interesting. Now, that's another thing. I want to talk about the lance. I can never remember that for some reason. The lance and the shield there, again, harkens back to the G1 Sentinel Prime, where he was a gladiator on Cybertron, which is very, very cool. I think that is very nice. And the shield even has these spikes, which we see the spikes on the G1 Sentinel Prime. So again, lots of little nods to the old show. I think this is a very creative way to bring that character into the Transformers universe. And frankly, I mean, this has been my favorite version of the character. I like the personality. He's very dynamic, does not get along with Optimus Prime. They're rivals, which is very, very cool. Now, the only thing that really disappoints me in this mold, two things. One, it'd been nice if you could have flipped back this part, maybe flip it back over here to reveal the hands a little bit better, because we even have, and I'll take one of these weapons out here. I mean, there's even some nice detail, paint detail apps there with the hand. It's just a shame that a lot of that's covered up. So that would have been nice to flip that around. I think that would have been pretty cool. The other thing I thought was kind of strange is this aspect of the toy. This spins up, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe for posability, I don't know, because it really serves no purpose in the transformation, which I thought was kind of interesting. The other thing that's kind of disappointing is, if you look in the back, there is some light piping here for old Sentinel Prime here. However, when you actually light pipe it, nothing really happens much because his eyes are painted light blue, which is kind of a shame. I wish they would have just put light blue plastic in there and have it light up. But from character-wise, I mean, it looks good. It doesn't look bad at all. It's just very strange that they would have done that. So, yeah, all in all, love this figure. If you're an animated fan, you definitely want to pick this guy up. He was not that common to find. I think they did a repaint of him. So he was kind of, and he was towards the end of the series, one of the last figures I bought. But he's definitely worth it if you can find him at a good price. Pick him up. He's fun. All that inner Johnny goodness that is Sentinel Prime. So there it is, guys. Sentinel Prime from Transformers, the animated series. Thanks for watching, and look for more videos in the future.